Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the IDW Sonic the Hedgehog 2020 Annual. For some reason, I thought this was coming out today. It actually came out a week ago, so I'm a little late there. But anyway, let's jump on into the Tales of the Metal Virus, as the solicit describes it. A bunch of tales going on throughout the Metal Virus arc. Presumably not afterwards, because the Metal Virus arc is not over yet. But anyway, let's jump right on in. We open with Big's Big Adventure. Here we go. Actually, have we seen Big at all throughout the series? Like, maybe a quick cameo at one point, but I don't know if we've really seen... Wait, was Big in the first annual? I vaguely recall Big being in the first annual, but I might be making that up. I don't know. Anyway, we open with Big looking at some like stretch of forest and a river in the mountains, it looks like. Wow, would you look at that? Don't matter how many times we've seen it, it sure is pretty, huh, Froggy? Ribbit, that too. Haven't been here to see it for a while, though. You led me on a pretty long adventure. I'm digging the art style we're getting here, by the way. It's very different from the main series. First, you led me all the way to Vista View, and we see Big sitting on the side of the sewer fishing. Right as like Sonic zooms by. Hey, big guy. Hey, little guy. And just then, like, Sonic bounces up to a sewer grate. And then we hear someone say, Hedgehog, noun, a burrowing animal. I'm not quite sure who said that exactly. Who's reading dictionary? Oh, he's... The previous panel is him bumping up from a spring. Okay, that makes sense. I still don't get who's saying the hedgehog, noun, a burrowing animal, because the next page does not tell us anything about that. From there, I followed you to Riverside, and we see Big fishing at Riverside as a giant crab robot. Sonic is like fighting a giant crab robot, which that might be. Our next is to Barricade Town, and it looks like this was back during Rough and Tumble's occupation of Barricade Town. Looking to scrap? No. And get ready to crumble? No, thank you. I love Big just like not paying attention to them. It's like looking through the boxes for Froggy. To Spiral Hill Village. Now we're seeing from issue 4 Tangle's fight with the egg robots at Spiral Hill Village. Froggy, it's not safe here. Come on. But I lost track of you outside Windmill Village. We see Sonic and Shadow's clash from the fate of Dr. Eggman going on around Big. I searched high. We see that Big was also on Metal Sonic's like airship back during the Metal Sonic reveal. I searched low. We see Whisper with her wisps. I thought I saw you board the big shuttle, but I guess it was a wisp instead, so I took a nap. I didn't think anyone would mind. And we see he's there for Shadow and Rouge's discussion during the Battle for Angel Island. As Rouge asks Shadow, or tells Shadow, I didn't think you'd be for a big team-up. I'm here for my own reasons. We went all the way to Angel Island. We get a little shot of that great moment of Knuckles having ripped out the Master Emerald from Metal Overlord with that big shit-eating grin on his face. And you'll never believe it, Froggy. It fell down, and I fell off. But it's okay. It went back up, and I paddled back to shore to find you. It's a good thing you weren't in the ocean, because that's a lot of fishing ground. I decided to retrace my steps. I didn't find you, but I did keep coming across these scary-looking guys. First, they got visited by a magician, and we're seeing Big was there when Starline rescued Rough and Tumble at Barricade Town. Eggman will be willing to help a couple of mooks like us? I'm sure of it. As I said, I need your help bringing him home first. Who was performing for Sonic and Silver on Frozen Peak a few days later, so he's also there for that battle. He only did the one trick, though. He's a boring magician. Anyway, those scary-looking guys were in Windmill Village when I got back there. And we see Sonic fighting them. Swing and a miss. I think their names were Rash and Truffles? And I thought I heard their voices when I looked for you in Echo Mine, but I didn't see anybody. I guess the loneliness was playing tricks on me. And we see that their two Zombot selves are still buried in that mine shaft where they fell back then. I was starting to get worried. I couldn't find you anywhere. And the world was getting spooky. Whole cities were empty. And we see, I think this is Seaside City. after it's been overrun by metal virus victims. I thought maybe you'd gone to play with Cream, Froggy, but nobody was home. I tried looking for our other friends for help, but I couldn't find anyone. He's like sitting on the bridge as all of these animals like fall after being infected with the metal virus. Then I heard Amy had everyone over for a big sleepover. I went to check it out, but the robot was mean. And it's Jamerl stops him. Halt. You must enter with the other refugees and be scanned for infection. But I'm not sick? Vector, halt. And we see he's there for Vector bringing the infected Charmy back. Froggy, where are you? Is that a Zombot? I couldn't get in and I didn't hear you, so I left. He leaves just in time for the fall of Restoration HQ, because of course he did. I'll be honest, good buddy, I was awful lonely and a little afraid. But I knew you had to be lonely and scared too, all on your own, so I kept looking. I was at the last spot to double check when it happened. I found you, and he pulls Froggy up out of on his fishing line. I'm so happy to have you back safe and sound. Now all our troubles are over. And interestingly enough, here we see Jewel, unzombotified, being chased by a horde of Zombots. And I'm trying to remember when exactly we found out that Jewel was a Zombot. I feel like it might have been issue 24, which would put it after the fall of Restoration HQ. So maybe this is before she becomes a Zombot? Oh, yeah, it would have to be, because we see in the below her, in the distance in the sky, is the face ship. And the face ship is already destroyed by issue 28. So yeah, this is before Jewel gets infected and after Restoration HQ falls. We see Big carrying Froggy to safety as he doesn't notice the Zombots behind him. But I was wrong. Strange monsters were on the road. And we see the Zombots are now coming after Big. And Big readies his fishing pole. I'm not gonna let you get my best buddy! And he whacks around the Zombot with the fishing pole, keeping Froggy safe. And Froggy, jumps. It looks like he jumps onto a Zombot. And you were brave, too. I made sure they couldn't follow us, and we ran all the way home. And we see he somehow, tied them to a tree with his fishing line. And we see on Froggy's foot, looks to be the metal virus, and it's following Froggy all the way off the panel. And you know the rest, because that's it. We're home, safe and sound. You must be pretty tired, because you haven't said much since we got back. And yep, Froggy's a Zombot. That's okay. We're such good friends, I know what you're thinking. I'm happy to be home with you too. And we see his little paradise is overrun with the metal virus, and he's being taken too. Holy fuck, that's dark. Holy fuck, that's a dark ending. So Big died. Or at least is infected. God damn. What in the actual hell? Okay. Moving on to our next story. We open on at a radio station. Hello and good evening. As always, I'm Night the Owl, and you're listening to KTVR 199.2, Sunset City's #1 station for news and advice. And we see Sunset City in the background. It's drawn in a silver sheen, which makes me think it's post-metal virus infection. And music. When I'm here, burning the midnight oil with y'all, we are introduced to Night the Owl, disc jockey and radio guru. Here's something to get us started. It's one of my favorites. I'm sure you'll love it too. Night the Owl in Darkest Hour. After that, I'll be taking calls, so if you've got anything weighing you down tonight, why not give Night a call? We see Don the Rooster, a custodian, not a night person, cleaning up the radio station. Another night, another mess to clean up. Aw, Donnie, it's not so bad. Think of it this way. You're providing a vital service, keeping the station in tip-top shape. After all, where would Sunset City be without my dulcet tones riding the airwaves? A lot better off, I'd think. Speaking of, there's our first call. Oh, I just noticed the joke of the rooster not being a night person. Duh. Speaking of, there's our first caller. Hello, you're on the air. What's your name? Gala. Look, sorry, I didn't know who to call, and I always hear this number on my radio. Must be Kismet. What's on your mind tonight, Gala? I need help. There's these people. They're following me. They look sick. What? So yeah, this is the moment of the metal virus attack on Sunset City. Their skin, it's like shiny? Like metal. I know how it sounds, but miss, take a breath. This sounds like a job for the police, not... I tried that. There's no answer. I think they found me... And then the line clicks out. What's going on? I don't know. Take a listen. You're on the... My son, he came home sick. I took his temperature, but now I'm... Click. Hello? Road blocked. Can't get out. All covered in metal. I think it's spreading. Help. Please, anyone. I don't want to be... And the line cuts out again as dawn and night look out over the city as the lights fade out, one by one in Sunset City. And Dawn heads for the door. Oh shit, there's another fucking joke. Dawn, like Dawn. I'm dumb. If we take the truck now, we can get a couple hundred miles away by sunrise. But what if... Dawn, Sunset City's in trouble. This is the #1 station for news and advice. And the people need... For once in your life, shut up about the people. I'm not waiting around and get killed by some metal monsters because of your feather-headed sense of pride. Stay if you want, but I guarantee the people won't be saving you anytime soon. And Dawn storms out, right as Night notices another call. Hello? You're on air. Can you tell me what's going on? Thank goodness you're still there. I'm with the Restoration. There's an incredibly infectious pandemic, the metal virus, spreading across the city, turning people into zombots. Zombots? Virus? Also, I don't think... Like, Zombot was a term that Sonic made up. I doubt the regular population exactly knows what a Zombot is. Though, I mean, I guess they can, like, figure out what a Zombot is from the, you know, individual words fairly easily. Anyway, we're setting up a safe house, but we have no way to get the word out to survivors. Your station is the last in the area still broadcasting. People are listening, and you can help them. You're the only one who can. And then Dawn is over in the truck, but it doesn't seem to be starting. Of all the times, come on. And then it starts to turn on. Finally, we see on the radio the station is turned to night station. You think me reading the Restoration's emergency instructions will really help? And Dawn hears that. Stubborn old chattermouth. It's the only chance we've got, sir. We wouldn't ask if... No, you're right. If even one person is spared, it's worth it to me. And we see Dawn is just still driving away. Oh no, I think it's supposed to be like a sense of his inner conflict, not really okay with just running the fuck away. Alright, I got the info you sent, but look, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to hold out up here. It's only a matter of time, really, before... and then he hears a voice outside. Hey, the Talon doesn't need to worry about that. And it's Dawn back, now with like wood and hammers, and a hammer. How to get some supplies from out back. You just keep on yapping. I'll make sure nothing gets into the station. Sir? Are you... that's the Restoration. Sir? Are you still there? It seems the people have spoken. I'm wanted on the air tonight. Let me get started on that announcement. Attention. The Restoration is gathering survivors at the Grand Gold Flicky Hotel. If you can't get there, please call into the station and let the Restoration know where to find you. Our number is, and then we hear Dawn on a hammer, hammering the wood, building up their defenses. Hey, can you keep it down? I'm trying to save lives over here. And I'm trying to save you. Hammers don't come with a mute button yet, diva. And we see a Zombot approaching the station as the story ends. Not as dark an ending as the big story, but, it's kind of threatening. Now we cut to Metal Sonic in Reflections. We see Metal Sonic walking down the hallway. He sees a video of himself on a screen. Him fighting Sonic and Silver. I think, is this when they fought Starline at Frosty Peak? I think Metal Sonic was also there, but it's been a while. And he keeps on walking. He clenches his fists. And he keeps on walking. He sees a vat of something. Maybe... This might be before Eggman is forced to work with Sonic and the gang. That might be Metal Virus. We also see Metal Sonic's reflection in the virus. And then we see, Sonic being corrupted by the Metal Virus when he first caught it. Metal Sonic watches the screen, and then he turns back to look at something. Oh, yeah, that is the virus. He reaches for the virus, but then he stops himself. And then he glares, he has a sudden, burst of determination. He pokes a finger in the virus, and we see the virus on his finger. But it just drips right off. It doesn't do anything. And so he just stares at his hand. And then we see Starline has appeared. Ahem! Are your sensors malfunctioning? I said get out! Metal Sonic walks away. Starline, is frustrated. I can't believe this. The Doctor's greatest creation is shambling around my lab like a Zombot. And he walks away, and that's kind of the end of the story. There's this weird bit where he sees he touched the metal virus, and something happens, and we don't know what it is. Like, we see the bordering pages turn from black. The border around the page turns from black to white. There's a little effect going on his eye. I don't know what exactly you're supposed to get out of that, though. Is it setting up Metal Sonic as, somehow vaguely zombotified? Is that a possibility? I mean, maybe, I guess. Now we turn to Dr. Starline in Eggman's Day Off. And we're seeing Starline as he's watching, the infection start to spread. Marvelous. His genius is coming to fruition. The Doctor is such a visionary. But then he sees, through a warp hole, Eggman. What's this? And Eggman just screams, "Ah! Doctor!" And then the hole vanishes. Oh no, he's... I thought this bit here was the hole vanishing. It's just the hole seen from the side. Don't worry, I'm coming, sir. Starline? Ah! And Starline, jumps into the room, tackling Eggman. They land among, the storage crates. I thought you were in trouble. Are you okay? I would be if I could find the blasted light switch. Rest assured, the robot who installed it at the back of the room is now scrap metal. And then Eggman finds the light switch and he turns it on. Since you're here, I suppose I should introduce you to the Egg Cave. Ha ha ha! And we see it's kind of a storage room, a bunch of old badniks and egg robots and things. My inner sanctum, my home away from home, but actually still at home, just a little more underground than the other rooms. Wow. He also has, action figures of Rouge, Knuckles, and Shadow at the very least, who admittedly have all worked with Eggman in the past. This is where I like to spend my days off and take a little time just for me. Work on some personal projects in a quiet space where I can focus and really get the egg juices flowing. I don't think I've had any visitors here before. He also has figures of himself, Sonic, Tails, and Amy. Oh, it's truly an honor, sir. Even the greatest masterminds need a hobby, wouldn't you agree? On my days off, I like to build toy robots. It's relaxing, piecing everything together. And Starline whispers to himself, but you promised to brief me this afternoon. Oh, he's not happy that Eggman's taking a day off right now. And with these toy robots, I like to figure out strategies and battle plans for the week ahead. And even with the action figure, Sonic still, pops off Eggman's head. Perhaps evil never really takes a break, does it? Ha ha ha. And then the head thing happens. What? That cursed hedgehog. Forever a pain in my... then he collects himself. Anyway, it's not all hedgehog this and hedgehog that. Sometimes it's the fox and the chameleon. And we see he has, these are more robotic versions of, a Metal Espio and Metal Tails. Soon my enemies will become my Zombots. No more will they get in my way, but rather they'll do my bidding. Ha ha! Starline, continues examining the collection. Incredible craftsmanship, Doctor. I'm aware. These are so impressive, so detailed, so... And he finds a metal Starline. And Eggman notices what he's found. It's my day off, not yours. Time for you to leave and get back to it. But what happens in the Egg Cave stays in the Egg Cave. Knock next time. And Starline, shoved out of the room, and he looks back at the door. A little bit more of the mistrust that will eventually lead to his undoing starting to brew as the story ends. So, up next, the Chaotix in Flock Together. We have a little editor note here. The story takes place before issue 22 when he brings Charmy back to the base. Another dead end. Charmy's been out there for days and he's all alone in the apocalypse. He probably saw the ship leave without him and thought we abandoned him to become one of those things, and how can you be so calm, Espio? Grr. We see there's a whole bunch of people on the ship besides just Charmy Vector and Espio. So I guess there's a whole mission to rescue Charmy then. But Espio tells him, we need to keep a level head and think clearly. Blindly searching is sending us in circles. We'll head back to Restoration HQ and drop everyone off, and then we can refuel and regroup. And Vector snapped to the pilot. Can't we at least go a little faster? I know you're worried about your friend, but we're in the flight path of a large flicky migration. I have to fly cautiously. And Espio tells him, we're detectives, Vector. So is Charmy. I believe if there's anything we can find, it's each other. But just then the ship hit something, and both Espio and Vector are knocked off balance. Yo, pilot, what's the shakeup? The flickies. They're Zombots. Oh, shit. Wait. Charmy! And we see Zombot Charmy is with the flickies. You were right, Espio. He found us. And Vector heads out with like a little like glass shield and the container that will eventually hold Charmy. Vector, wait. We need a plan. And then he goes out to the Vector heads to like the top of the ship, I guess, to deal with the flicky horde. Little buddy, I've been looking everywhere for you. I promise we didn't mean to leave you behind, but it's all good now. We'll take you back to HQ and get you fixed up. Tails is smart. He'll figure something out. Don't worry, Charmy. And we see Charmy is now like surrounded by like a flicky honor guard. I got you? And then he pushes past the flickies, really risking life and limb here with that glass shield. I said, I got you! And Charmy keeps dodging the container, and we see a bunch of flickies are about to hit Vector from behind. But just then a smoke ball goes off. Huh? You're no help to him if you're a Zombot as well. You can't keep running at this so recklessly. Espio, Whoa, look. Getting blinded by the smoke's got him all confused. It has separated the flock as well. But just then, some more flickies regroup and come at them. Though it seems the effect is only temporary. Grr. How am I supposed to figure out a safe way to get to Charmy when I can't hear myself think over all these birds and they're flapping and buzzing and... Buzzing! Espio, that's it! I have a plan if you have my back. And Espio gives something, a little like yellow sphere thing to Vector. And then Espio takes the shield. Always. And Vector runs. I guess it's another smoke ball. And he hears the flapping of flicky wings. Vector does. And he hears a little buzz. That's Charmy because he's a bee. Aha! Found ya! And he goes to throw the smoke ball, separate all of the flickies, and he runs back out of the smoke with Charmy. Got him! Let's jet! And the two of them dash back into the airship. Ha! Look at us! Even in the Zombot apocalypse, the Chaotix always find what we're looking for. And that's the end of that story. So yeah, here we have the two of them having rescued Charmy. Rescued is a bit of a perhaps not accurate term, but leading into the events of issue 22, which we know how tragically this will end up. Anyway, our next story is Jewel the Beetle and the Catalyst. We open in Spiral Hill Village Square, and a little... I don't quite know what animal that is. He's wearing a Steven Universe shirt, though, so that's interesting little tidbits. Has anyone seen Tangle? I need big help. I don't know where my friends are. I really need... Oh, I feel like this might be the story, because all of these stories are supposed to be tied to the metal virus. This might be how Jewel dies. Fuck. Alright. Anyway, moving on. And Jewel sees him. Oh, I know you. You're part of Sonic's fan club, yes? Tangle told me about how she saved you from an egg pawn. That kind of happened back in the 2019 annual, which I vaguely remember. Whatever. What happened to the rest of your group? Our club was meeting way out on the farms, but then a big ship started dropping weird gunk from the sky. Everyone was running, and then I got separated, and it's been almost an hour, and I'm scared. I'm their president. It's my duty to find my friends if they're missing. I'm... And we see he's tearing up, but the tears look suspiciously like the metal virus. Anyway, that's why I need Tangle's help. Can you get her, please? I'm sorry, Tangle isn't here. She's helping Sonic in the restoration with the metal virus. Oh, but... I can help you. Saving Tangle from trouble so many times has made me a bit of a hero myself. Wait, really? You're gonna help me? Of course. Oh, so here we're starting to see the steps. He doesn't recognize that it's the metal virus, and apparently Jewel doesn't know enough to know that it's the metal virus, which is going to lead to tragedy in a few pages, I'm guessing. Anyway, of course, let's start from where you last saw them. We can go from there. They're headed out of the village, looking for the club. You said you were out by the farms? Tangle and I used to get lost out there all the time when we were small. No sign of that ship either. Yeah, but when we all scattered, I swore I saw someone else make it up to the path to town. But I don't see him anywhere. Interestingly, we're seeing the farms now, Spiral Hill Farms, and the grass is not infected, which is curious. I don't know. Hello? Fellow club members, your leader calls for you. Strange. Normally you'd at least hear a flicker or two around here, but... so yeah, we are seeing some effects of the metal virus already. And then they hear a voice. Hello? Anyone there? Help! It's coming from this way, and the two of them race after it. Vice Pres, we're here to... Oh no. And we see she's, like, surrounded on a little, like, island of land surrounded by the metal virus. Gah! About time someone found me. What are you doing standing around for? Help! And the president asked Jewel, what's up with this shiny stuff anyway? Don't touch it. Tangle told me about this. It's not safe. Stay here. I'm going to help her. I'm actually not sure how... Like, I didn't think Tangle knew about the virus until she got back to Spiral Hill and found it under attack. Though I might be misremembering that chapter. I'm not sure. Also, though, importantly, we see the vice president's arm seems to be like halfway through the hay, which implies to me that Jewel is going to grab her with, she has wings and all, take her away, and then realize that she's already infected, and that's how Jewel's gonna become infected. And we see Jewel kind of like walks gingerly around the metal virus. Hi there, I'm Jewel. Are you okay? What happened? Ugh. There was this big dumb ship spewing out that weird stuff, so I ran and hid here. Not that I was scared or anything. Well, thank goodness it's none of it's on you. Oh no, the president's about to touch it? Why? What's wrong with it? And he definitely just touched it. It'd be very bad. Sonic is trying to stop it. Tangle too, but it's very dangerous. Now then, we should head back home. Yeah, that's a good idea. I predict though the three of them are all going to get away because the face ship is back. Is what I haven't said yet. The face ship is back and it's spewing more metal virus, and they're going to get away. But because the president didn't tell them he had touched the virus, they're all going to die. Is my new guess. And so we see the three of them run away from the virus. Jewel, by the way, is already grabbed onto the president's hand. It's too late for her, and from then, the vice president as well. And we see a couple of more Zombots walking by. That's the vice president, our friends? Hey guys! And Jewel stops them. Zombots! Don't draw their attention. We need to hurry before they see us. And the president, what? Those are my constituents. Don't you mean my constituent? For some reason it's spelled constituents there. I think it's just a typo. Constituents. I won the race, They're everywhere, and then they're on the path. The Zombots are around them. Is it me, or is that ship from before coming closer? Don't get distracted. Come on, we're almost there. But what are they? Sorry, again, I've been talking for 28 minutes straight now, and my voice is getting a little hoarse. Anyway, they arrive back in town. Yes, safe and sound. Now, are your homes? We did it! We made it! And Jewel looks down at her hands, and she sees that she's been infected. Oh. You both touched that? Oh, I was right, though, about the hand in the hay thing. I mean, I had some of that stuff on me, but I feel fine. This is something we can wash off, right? And Jewel just looks at them. And then the face ship arrives. There for even more damage. Gah! It's the ship from before! And Jewel cries out, Tangle? We need your help. There's a ship over our village. I assume it's Eggman's. It doesn't look good. Does she have like a phone thing in her helmet to Tangle? And then later, we get what we saw a flashback of in 24, I'm guessing. Jewel, you here? And she opens the door. I came as fast as I could. Are you okay? Are you... And then we see Jewel, Zombot, looming over Tangle. Still you? And then that's the end of that story. And then, yeah, that's it for the annual. Alright, this was bleak. I mean, like, we opened with probably the bleakest story in Big's Adventure. Big's Big Adventure, Big's Little Adventure, Big's Big Adventure is what it's called. Which is bleak just because of how, like, friendly and fun it starts out, before all of a sudden, you can notice that moment where Froggy jumps on the Zombot, and you're like, oh, we're fucked. That's the big moment of doom right there. And, like, I really did like, though, that, like, it's not like they One is just, like Froggy, the jump affected the Zombot enough, I guess, that Big could tie him up. And it's just that's what led to Big's infection at the end of the story. And, this is just a dark story right here. I mean, the metal virus as a whole has always been dark, but doing that to Big, that just hurts. That just hurts. Then we get this much happier, they're not really happy, much less depressing story with Dawn and Night, who are a fun pair. I hope we see them again. Probably not till another annual or something. And really the arc there is Dawn realizing he needs to stay behind and help Night's mission of getting more survivors to the hotel, where they would then be rescued by Sonic and Rouge in the Sunset City storyline. Some issues back. And yeah, we even get this and we don't actually know how long they last, because the last panel we see is the Zombot approaching the radio station, which, maybe the defenses help them hold out, and they survive. Maybe. Unlikely, but maybe. And then we get the Metal Sonic story, which is definitely the weirdest one of the bunch. It's silent, which I think got a silent one in the last annual. It's not quite silent. We do get Starline in the end, but I'm really curious about what exactly... Because we also see, one thing I didn't notice is, as Metal Sonic is walking away in the last panel, we have a little, fizzed out image of Sonic, reflected, on the screen, reflected on the Metal Virus vial. I don't know, I feel like something happened when Metal Sonic touched the virus, and we don't know what it is yet. Which, given Metal Sonic is currently on Angel Island, is kind of a bad news. Really bad news. And then we get the Eggman's Day Off thing, which is honestly probably my least favorite of the set. It's just kind of, setting up. It's like I talked about with the latest Fire Force chapters, how it's setting up an arc that's already kind of played itself out, but more set up in the past kind of thing. It's starting to set up even more. The resentment storyline starts to feel for Eggman, but we already kind of had that run its course. And I imagine we'll see more of the resolution of that in the Bad Guys miniseries coming out in September. But for now, this doesn't really add a whole lot to any story, unlike the rest of them, which tend to at least add something or add some more questions or something. Anyway, next up we have the Chaotic story, which is fun. It's pretty simple. It's the closest thing to a happy story we get in the whole bunch. Just because it ends with Vector and Espio's victory and rescuing Charmy. Though that's, of course, muddied by how we know how that story ends, which is not happily. And then we get another sad story with Jewel, as, she does everything she can to save the president and vice president, because she does not convey the threat of the metal virus well enough, she turns. And we know how that goes in issue 24. So yeah, that's kind of it for the annual. A long video, of course, because annuals are long. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. And yeah, it was a good time. It was really bleak. It was so bleak this year, which is, of course, kind of inherent in the metal virus concept. But yeah, it was all around a good time. So that's all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!